This is what I always dreamed about. I'm over being scared, let them talk and let them stare. Go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clueless But Trying, where we are recovering, rebelling and raising merry hell while sorting out our laundry. So this morning I just wanted to do a little video on why we chose to home educate. It was a decision that was not taken lightly at all and actually took me years to get to. So my son struggled for a long time with school, with going into school. There was a lot of separation anxiety, which I didn't realise, obviously when he was younger, was because he's autistic and also because, you know, kids want to be with their parents, which is strange, I know. But we went through a lot of years of him struggling, and it particularly got really bad once we hit secondary school. I think it's a real changing point for a lot of children, secondary school these days. They don't have the, you know, one teacher that they stick to, or maybe there's a couple of teachers in primary that they rotate around for different lessons. But secondary is where it all hits, and you have flitting off to all these different places, and it's a rabbit warren, and they perhaps just have like the one touch point of the tutor in the morning and that's it, or maybe a head of house or something like that. So my son actually discovered that his school nurse was a legend, quite frankly, and she was a real safe place to go. And so she was a big proponent of helping us get him into school and a reason for him to feel safe there. But ultimately it wasn't enough. That wonderful school nurse, who we think of kindly to this day, I hope she's well, made a huge impact, but she wasn't in control of school policies or whatever they could do to help him get into school. And obviously we've been through CAMS for anxiety and following up for the autism diagnosis and XYZ, and then come 2020 and the panini hit, it all changed, because that was actually his GCSE year. And so he actually managed to get his GCSEs because it was done on written work that they'd already done. So that was a real bonus for him. Although I think he would have, quote unquote, enjoyed the exams because it was quiet and that's what he needed. So we ended up going through COVID and all that fun. And he was then out of the education system. And I realised that he just needed to do nothing. He was severely traumatized. Obviously the pandemic didn't help with that. It doesn't make anybody feel safe, does it? So we just took it upon ourselves to take all of the asks off of him. And then my youngest went back to primary school, which was all good, and fortunately another amazing teacher there who understood neurodiversity, and I spoke about the fact that I was pretty sure she was AuDHD, and we incorporated different things into helping her get into school and communication between me and the teacher. And it was going all right, but I was terrified of secondary school. I was really scared about how that was going to go, and in all honesty about how I was going to cope with that, because they literally had pushed me down so bad in my own mental health. I was a recluse. I didn't go anywhere because I was at home with my kids, my son mainly because he needed me. And so I had to make a change. Do you want to come through?
No, you carry on.
No, you need to go and get the kids up. Do you want to wave as you walk through in your pyjamas? There we go, lovely. Go and give the kids a nudge. Come secondary school for my youngest, she really wanted to go. I was all like, let's do this then. Spent 300 quid on uniform. We did everything we could to put in place things to help her. There was no diagnosis or anything. And I did what I could personally to remain positive about her going to school and hide my fears. I speak about it openly now because she knows them all now. It was 3 years ago, but back then she didn't. So I was just, positive mum, we're going to secondary school, how exciting, isn't this place lovely, rah rah rah. We got to secondary school and it was very, very wobbly. No morning went easily, it was all forced. It was gonna get the book bag together, the rucksack together, helping her to get all her bits. It was all too much. Come day 9 of secondary school, she just fell apart. And luckily that day my other half was off work and he was with us, and he hadn't actually seen a lot of it over the years because he's always been at work. You know, and big shout out to him for, you know, being the breadwinner and looking after us all for all that time. But it did mean that the majority of the kind of the mental load was on me. So come day 9, she just like withered into a puddle of tears in the office. And I just hit a point then. I can actually remember, I'm not proud of this, but I can remember going back to our car once we decided we weren't going to continue that day. And I let out the biggest primal scream I've ever felt in my being, because I just couldn't do it anymore. They were causing, and when I say they, the system was causing so much devastation on my family. I couldn't do it anymore. And I spent that day in tears. My mum came round luckily, and we all had massive chats around this home education thing. Like, is it something that we're really going to do? Because we had got to that point, to quote Friends, there's 50 foot of crap, rock bottom, and then me. And I was way down there. So we decided from that day forward that was what we were going to do. And now the crazies are getting up, so I'm going to stop now. Okay, I'm back. So everybody's up now. Coffee's on. The house is in chaos as usual. So I will go into this deeper in another video. But for now, I just want to get posting and just getting more comfortable on camera. So thanks for being here. Please subscribe. And let me know down below if you're considering home education or if you are already home educating and how it's going. I'd love to know. See you soon. Bye.
Time's up.